the position of power. Did they look like they were friends or were they enemies? Dr. Gina Loudon, radio host and Trump 2020 advisory board member, joins us now. She's also a body language expert. So, Gina, how would you read this meeting?
Yeah, I think that you asked some really proper questions here. I think that tonight, the President of the United States demonstrated what many have bet on for a long, long time, and that was his acumen in business and negotiations all over the world would serve him well as the leader of the free world. I think he was more the leader of the free world tonight than most could deny, even if they don't want Trump to succeed, which we know, of course, that is out there. But I would say that if you watch the way they walked, the president pointed the way, he motioned the way, he led, and Kim Jong Un, was following. But it's interesting because the president also led almost every time words were spoken. The president invited Chairman Kim to respond to things rather than Chairman Kim going ahead and deciding that he was going to state things. So there was very much the effect that the president was in full control. However, the motions and the expressions on the face of Kim Jong Un were very congruent. He looked right at the cameras. He was smiling. And most of those things, especially in that last meeting, earlier in the day, I will say he looked a little nervous. But in this last meeting, this signing, he looked very confident. And our president also looked very confident.
So, Gina, let me ask you, going forward, as you interpret what seems to be the beginnings of, can I say, friendship between these two, or at least perhaps some kind of respect without the animosity we've seen, what happens next? How do you top this?
Well, I think that the President of the United States is very much looking forward to making sure that an Otto Warmbier, for example, never happens again, to making sure that American wrongs are all righted, the wrongs that have been inflicted on Americans by North Korea. I think that the President is very much looking forward to a relationship where people can sleep well at night knowing that the nukes are destroyed, just exactly like he said. And I think that, on the other hand, you have Chairman Kim looking forward to the things that he and his family have always loved and admired and wanted about freedom, about the West. We know that his dad and his grandfather were both very fascinated with Western culture. And now it's one of those things that's kind of hard to keep out. We know that many people, for example, in Pyongyang have cell phones now. So this total isolation is really probably not much longer possible for Kim Jong Un, and so he knows that he may not have a choice, except if he wants to continue to stay in power, that he is going to have to adopt some freedoms and some Western ideals, and so he may be looking forward to those as well.
Well, Gina, I would say one of the best moments in this meeting, if we can just replay that tape, is when President Trump showed Kim Jong Un the interior of his limousine, his SUV caravan that brought him to this Capella Hotel, this meeting site. What do you read from that?
Very insightful question again. I think it's no mistake that this happened where it did, in a very technologically advanced place in Singapore. I think it's no mistake that the president showed him that car like he did. You almost felt as you were watching this, at least I, speaking for myself, I guess, that they were on American soil. The president was in that much control. The president was leading with that much punctuation from a behavioral standpoint. And this sent a message to the entire world, again, that the president is giving Chairman Kim an opportunity to see what life can be in a more westernized society, that freedom can indeed subsist with people getting along and doing well, and prosperity and all the things that Kim obviously wants for North Korea. And then that works out very well, of course,
Gina,
for the rest of us who want peace.
Gina, we appreciate your being with us. Thank you very much. I know it is late, but it is also historic. All the best to you. And just a reminder to the viewing audience,